Hi everyone, welcome to the Hospitality Management 435 video series. Um, in this video, we're going to talk about the present value of annuities. If you remember, in the last video, we talked about annuities and perpetuities as two different types of payments amongst other types. So, we're going to continue that discussion, and we are at this time going to focus on the annuities. Okay, so let's get started. If you remember, our simple formula for the present value is future value divided by 1 plus I to the power of n, where FV obviously is the future value. I is the interest, and n is the number of years. Now, let's suppose we have, so in the class we talked about how to get the present value if we had a one-time payment or a single payment. And in that case, you're going to use the formula that you have here. But what if you had multiple payments? What if you had an annuity? Okay. If you remember from the previous example, let's suppose that the student going to college is being helped by the friends and family, and they have offered to give the student 4 payments of $3,000 each. Okay, 4 payments. Now, the student obviously is in the present year and would like to know if I do get these payments in the future, how much are they really going to add up? Now, it's no good saying that you're going to get $3,000 in, let's say, year 2016 and 2017, 18, 19, etc. No good meaning that you really have to be in the future to understand the value of that $3,000. Otherwise, you really don't know how much it's going to be worth in each of those 4 years. However, if you can bring all those $3,000 to the present value, which is year zero, that's today, then you know how much would all those $3,000 be worth over the 4 years. And that's our usual idea or the logic of coming up with present values. Okay, so let's start. Let's line this up. Let's see what the payments will look like. Oops, sorry. So, so the payments, let's say, will begin in 2016, 2017. They will go on, 2018, 2019, and each of them are going to be for $3,000. Okay, and therefore we know that this is an annuity because these are equal amounts and spaced equally. All right, so now for the student, the question is, how much are these worth today? Based on time value of money, we know that money loses value over time. Now, let's assume that the value loss or the loss of value each year of these $3,000 is going to be, let's say, approximately 5%. We will talk more about how you get this 5%. It's important that you understand this. But for the moment, let's just assume that we know this from a source. Let's just call this a reliable government resource or a source. So we know that money is going to lose about 5% value each year. Okay, so we also know that we have an annuity for 4 years. So let's see how we get the present value of these $3,000. Now, let's line them up horizontally. So the first $3,000 is going to be in year one. Using our simple present value formula, we know the present value of this $3,000 is going to be 3,000 divided by 1 plus the I, which is 5%, to the power of 1. Our second $3,000 is going to be in year 2. Therefore, the present value is 1 plus the 5% to the power of 2. Our third one is going to be $3,000 divided by 1 plus the 5% to the power of 3 plus the $3,000 1 plus 5% to the power of 4. That's it. As simple as that. We do the calculations, we add those up, and we're done. Remember that your denominator is going to be 3,000 divided by 1.05 because the 5 is a percent. 3,000 divided by 1.05 to the power of 2. 3,000 1.05 to the power of 3 and 3,000 1.05 to the power of 4. You take the present value of all these amounts and you will have your answer. Let's go ahead and rewrite this on our next page. So we're looking at the present value of the first $3,000, and we raised and it's divided by 1.05 to the power of 1, which is 1.05. The next $3,000 is divided by 1.05 to the power of 2, which happens to be 1.10. Now the question is, how far should you go? If you take it to the fourth decimal, 1.1025, then that'll just make your answer a little bit more accurate. But for the sake of exam, if you take it to 2 decimals, that should be sufficient. The next one is 3,000 divided by 1.1576 plus the 3,000 divided by 1.2155. If you do the division, your answer for the first one, I'm going to make an approximation in the sense I will round this off to the nearest decimal. You'll get 2857 plus 2721 plus 2592 plus 2468, and therefore the total present value is $10,638 for the 4 years at $3,000 each year. Now, if you will remember the idea of the time value of money, one would imagine or one would think that the $3,000 each year will add up to $12,000. But that's really not true. What is not true? Well, the truth is that yes, you are getting the $12,000, But the bigger truth, or if you want to call the more real truth, is that the value of those $12,000 is really going to be about $10,638 over the 4 years, looked at it from the present time, which is year zero. All right. Okay, so please make sure you read those pages for the present value of an annuity. That's all for this one. We'll get to the future value of an annuity in our next video. Thank you.